One of the most common mistakes people make when trying to pass the lasso guard is trying to pass toward the lasso. Now that's understandable. When I have this arm tied up, that's going to focus a lot of their concern. And that's justifiable, right? If they can't clear the lasso, they're probably not going to be able to pass, and they're always going to be in danger from my attacks. But we can take advantage of that if they're focused on that arm to attack the far side arm. And here's how we do that. So let's not skimp on our fundamental lasso setups, right? 2 sleeves, 2 feet on hips, angle out, leg swings over. I'm angling my foot to sort of pull Eric, and I rotate my hips so my hips are pointed at the ceiling with my knee angled out. Now I have my foot on the hip and I'm exhibiting push-pull control. Now, if Eric, for whatever reason, maybe he's hunkering down on his right side, or maybe he's like moving to the right to try to pass, there are a lot of things that I can do from here. But remember, as long as his elbow's flared and I get my knee behind it, I'm an omoplata. So what I'm gonna do is transfer my lasso grip to the elbow, kick straight. Remember, whenever we can double up on the arm, that just makes it more powerful, right? We're always looking for a structural advantage in jiu-jitsu, and if I can get 2 hands on one, then I can win. Let's show that again. And it can be a quick hitter like that. 2 sleeves, angle out, leg comes over top. We have them locked in the lasso position. One thing a theme that I want to lift up in this DVD is that I look for hubs, for islands of safety in the sea of danger. I want my jiu-jitsu to be station to station so that I choose when the transition happens. This is one reason I like positions like the closed guard, the lasso guard, why I like top position, where I can take a minute, think about what mistakes my partner is making, and adapt accordingly. In this case, if he's too concerned about me attacking that arm, I'm just going to attack the other one. Let go of the lasso grip, come to the elbow, kick your other leg straight. I'm shoving this to the pocket again. Hips on the mat, control the elbow. His posture's already starting to break. I stiff arm the leg, chop up with my outside foot, attack his other shoulder that I've been attacking in the rest of the instructional. The lasso guard is really powerful. I think of it almost as a closed open guard, because once you get somebody there, they're pretty stuck. If they make the mistake of focusing too much on the arm you have lassoed, just attack the other arm and set up the omoplata. So from the lasso guard, we've learned how to attack the arm that has the lasso and the far arm that is not controlled by the lasso. Sometimes though, my buddy is not going to let me get that far arm at all. He knows that he doesn't want to be tied up in the lasso and knows there's lots of techniques that I can do there, so he's just going to keep that other arm away from me. If that happens, he creates the space for me to do an inversion. Now this inversion is going to allow us to attack the lasso side arm with an omoplata, and also with the triangle, depending on how his reaction goes. But we're going to go with the omoplata today. So, we start from the omoplata position, or we start from the open guard. I'm going to get into my lasso. Except for this time, Eric breaks this grip and pulls it away from me, right? And so now, I'm like, but I want to get you trapped into either that regular lasso position or the spider lasso, but I can't get your arm. Maybe I want to attack the far side omoplata, but I can't get to the far arm. The thing is, if I can't get this arm, that creates space for me. So I'm going to invert my body back that way. First, I'm going to take my foot that's on the far side hip and bring it to hook the near side hip. This arm, with the heel of my hand toward Eric and the palm of my hand facing the camera, is going to go under and in front of his knee. And as this happens, I'm going to use this energy to shoot my hips into the air and come to the omoplata. I'm going to show that a couple of different times from different angles. Open guard, 2 sleeves, feet come out, get the lasso. My buddy breaks the grip. Maybe I want it, I can't get it. I'm going to take my foot that was on this hip and bring it to hook against this hip. This is where I get my energy for the inversion combined with my hand, which I use kind of like a shoehorn against his knee. Hips come up, go to the omoplata. Now if Eric postures up in the transition, there's a triangle right there. A lot of people go straight for the triangle. I personally prefer the omoplata. It's one less stage along the journey. And then I go to the triangle if he transitions into, if he postures up, and that allows me to transition into the triangle. So let's do that one more time from this angle. I get 2 sleeves. Step on the hips, angle my body out, Now this looks fancy, but all it is a simple Granby roll, and it's the kind of thing that you can do with some of the solo drills that we're going to show at the end of the instruction. But I get my lasso fundamentals, right? I get my lasso. If I don't get the lasso, it doesn't work. But Eric won't let me get my full guard that I want. So I take this and I hook it against his hip. I'm going to use that to lift my hips up. As I lift my hips up, shoot them as high as I can, come to the omoplata. If his posture breaks in transition, that's great. Otherwise, we'll do the same sort of posture breaks that we've done before. The last thing I'll say about these 3 lasso guard techniques, all 3 of them, especially the first 2, also work if our partner stands up. I've hit both lasso techniques really regularly when our partner stands. And so these lasso guard techniques work regardless of whether our partner's on their knees or whether they stand. We're going to use this opportunity, though, to talk about more standing techniques. And so we're going to move now from when our partner stays on their knees in the open guard to when they stand and try to pass. And those are the next omoplata setups we're going to get into.